your boy kenandrewdaily back with another episode of the Let's Sew series. In this episode we are going to be making a suede V-cut sleeve tee. This is something that I want to put into my clothing line. Now I've made a pattern which you can create your own version of it. Since this is going to be part of my clothing line, I can't show you guys entirely how to make it, but you guys can see the whole process and you can probably pick out how to do it. But anyways, let's get straight into the Let's Sew.
Before we actually jump into the Let's Sew, if you really want to make this pattern for yourself, please drop by my blog spot. There's going to be a link down below on how to make this pattern. Again, it'll be in the video description. Anyways, so getting into the actual Let's Sew itself, this design is just crazy. Now, usually when I design stuff, I let it sit. I revise it, I redo it, I do new drafts of it, and then I make a finalized version. For this one, I just straight up took it from the design book, no drafts, no finalization, no alterations, and I just went ahead with it, and I absolutely love it. A lot of people always ask me, yo, kenandrewdaily, what is your inspiration for making these designs, these weird designs, these crazy designs, these actually cool designs? Now, I talked about this in my Let's Sew, but for this specific piece, I was just going through like a rough time. You know how you have like some rough days? So I kind of just sat down in my design book and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna design this. Anything goes. So when I was designing, I was like, let's try V-cut sleeves. Let's try a reverse curve hem. And that's something that I did in this Let's Sew, in this design. And if you guys have any feedback on these two concepts, please let me know down below. Honestly, the V-cut sleeves is actually one of my favorites now. Like, I feel like I'm going to just incorporate this V-cut sleeve design in all my future pieces. It's kind of like an iffy type feel to it, but overall I feel like I will. Now, people are probably wondering, why did you split the body pieces in half? One of my designer friends hit me up, was like, yo, if you really want to up your design game, experiment with seam lines. Figure out other ways to put pieces together. I guarantee you it's gonna make a significant difference. So I took on that challenge. I know I was super basic in this design. I just did it straight down the middle of both pieces, but I actually liked what it did to the t-shirt. It gave it like, okay, the way that I sewed it, it gave it a ruffled effect. Now you can go back to the beginning of the video and check out what I'm talking about, but it's interesting. Like, I want to do more experiments with where to put seam lines. Like, I want to do some asymmetrical seam lines. I want to do some crazy ones in the future. Now that I got all that out of the way, I just want to answer some comments. I feel like I blabbed for too long about random stuff in the beginning of Let's Sews, so I'm just gonna put that all aside and let's just get straight into the comments. So the first comment is from It Be Done. I hope I said that correctly. If I did, I'm so sorry. But she writes, yes, the video will be long with the pattern making, but I think it would be worth it since more info we have, the better the end product, i.e. us becoming better sewers. For sure, I will show you guys how to make the pattern in my From Scratch series. But in my Let's Sews, these are more just experimental designs so I can get feedback on pieces that I want to do from scratch videos on. So I'm not necessarily going to teach you in the Let's Sew series. Moreover, I will teach you how to do everything in the From Scratch videos. Now, everyone's probably wondering, where are all the From Scratch videos that you're talking about? Now, these videos, these From Scratch videos, take months to create. Not only does it take a long time to record me making the product, editing, and all that, I also had to put into consideration the pattern making, any extra information that I really need to put in, and just making sure that you learn from my tutorials. Now, the reason why I've taken such a big step back is because I really don't know half the time what I'm doing, and I want to be honest with you. That's literally my position right now. A lot of people think, oh, kenandrewdaily went to school for this. kenandrewdaily was taught this. He probably took a class. I mean, there's no way he could have done all this, without one. But the reality is, I've never taken a class. I've never really properly educated myself on patterns, on how to sew things together. Everything's just been a learning process since day one. And I don't want to pass off bad information to you guys. I want to make sure that the information that I'm giving to you is beneficial and actually politically correct. Looking back at my old tutorials, I cringe pretty hard because of how inaccurate and how misleading some of the information is. Just because I didn't mean to do any of that on purpose, it's just that's all the information I had and that's what I thought was right. So to set things straight, I want to make sure that my tutorials from now on are just 100%. Literally 100%. You can watch it. After that, you just know how to do things, not just you copy whatever I do and then that's it. Because I also want you guys to maybe jump into the whole sewing community here on YouTube. YouTube's sewing community is really small and I wish there was a lot more people out there that did it. And that's why I'm trying to give you guys the best tools possible, whether it be for YouTube or whether it be for something else. If I can supply you with the best tools, the best advice, the best information, at the end of the day, that's all that really matters to me. Just giving you guys the ability to sew, get inspired, get into the sewing community on YouTube. I really want to grow it. Hopefully that answered your question. If it didn't, I am so sorry. So the next comment is from Fear the K, and she or he writes, maybe you've said this in videos past, but what's with the separate hem piece you always do? Why not do the fold over method instead of sewing a separate piece to it? Now, if you've ever sewn a curve or any specialized shape, you just know you can't use the fold over method. The reason why I use the hem piece method is just a preference of mine, and I do a lot of specialized like shapes and formations, so it just makes my life a lot easier. And I work with a lot of knits, and folding over knits can be very problematic at times, so it just makes my life a lot easier. Now, if you're just working with a straight tee where it's just straight along the bottom, the fold over method is probably your best bet. But if you want to get more into specialized shapes, formations, things like that, you might have to take a turn and use the hem piece method. I know for a fact if you have a serger, then a lot of this isn't necessary, or like the hem piece method. But since I don't have a serger, this is probably the next best bet that I have. But I feel like when I get my serger and I start using it, I'm still going to use the hem piece method. And that's all the comments that I have for this episode. If you want your question to be answered in the next Let's Sew, please use the hashtag AskKAAD in the comment section below. Otherwise, if you don't put hashtag KAD, I'm just going to respond to your comment right away. So remember, if you want to have your question, comments answered in the next Let's Sew, please use the hashtag AskKAAD.
So that was the Let's Sew. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. What do you guys think about the Suede tee? Please let me know down below. If you have not followed me on the Young IG or Snapchats, please follow me at kenandrewdaily. Also, if you guys want to watch more of these videos or be notified right away when these videos drop, please subscribe. Anyways, thanks for watching. Remember, have an A1 weekday, Valentine's Day, whatever it is. Hope you guys have a good one. This is your boy kenandrewdaily. Remember to keep it daily, and I hope to see you guys next time. Peace.